The 1960s Batman TV show was, let's just say, bold and way more bonkers than you remember. From near-death stunts to secret narrators, here are 10 facts that'll make you see the show in an entirely new light. What if Batman never threw a single punch and instead sang duets with Robin on primetime TV? That almost happened. In the early 60s, ABC was this close to turning Gotham's finest into campy musical hosts. Producer William Dozier, after reading several Batman comics, found them overly simplistic and decided to embrace their campiness. He transformed the show into a pop art comedy, filled with exaggerated scenarios and humorous dialogue. This unique approach not only distinguished the series from other superhero shows at the time, but also resonated with audiences, making it a cultural phenomenon. The blend of vibrant visuals, over-the-top villains, and tongue-in-cheek humor turned Batman into a hit. Even though the show looked like $1 million on screen, not everybody behind the scenes was paid like a superhero. Adam West, aka Batman, was pulling in $2,000 per episode, a big deal back in the 60s. He was the face of the show, so it made sense. But Burt Ward, he just got $350 an episode. That's barely enough for a utility belt and a decent sandwich. So why the pay gap? Well, Ward was a newcomer, and Hollywood has a long tradition of paying newbies in experience. Meanwhile, other cast regulars like Commissioner Gordon and Chief O'Hara were earning $450 to $500 per episode, which still didn't touch Wes Bat's salary. Now, if you think Burt Ward's paycheck was the only low blow, wait until you see how his stunts nearly got him killed. Fighting crime in Gotham was dangerous, and filming it in the 80s was a tough job. But Ward, our boyish Robin, wasn't just acting brave, he had to be. The poor guy faced so many accidents on set, it's a miracle he made it to season 3 in one piece.
It's very rare that you drive a vehicle in a stunt sequence more than 50 or 60 miles per hour. And we took this Batmobile and drove in speeds up to 80, 90 miles an hour, I think. And then on the open road, we got up to 100 miles an hour.
One time, he was almost flung out of the Batmobile during a high-speed scene. Another day, an explosion went off a little too close, and debris hit him in the face. No CGI, no stunt doubles, just Burt, a cape, and an unsettling amount of risk. And the headline is that his contract even had a clause saying he couldn't sue if he got hurt on set. Holy legal loopholes, Batman. Now, if you thought the action stopped when the cameras turned off, then you are in for a wild surprise. Adam West and Burt Ward weren't only chasing villains, they were chasing the nightlife. Both actors were single during filming, and according to Ward, the fame hit fast. Just imagine being a 1960s heartthrob in spandex. Yeah, they weren't exactly short on attention. Ward once claimed the fan mail was wild, the parties were wilder, and their dating lives, let's just say Gotham wasn't the only place seeing some action.
We only have so much to give.
I must tell you, Adam and I have really partied very heavily. We got involved with probably 10,000 women. They don't call me the Boy Wonder for nothing.
It was the swingin' 60s after all, and these guys were living it up like caped playboys. If you just found out about Batman and Robin's secret side, don't be shocked, because we've got another surprise for you. Even the show's famous narrator was hiding a secret identity. You know that dramatic voice that shouted, "Same bat time, same bat channel" at the end of every episode?
Aunt Harriet has just 1 hour. What'll it be, splash or salvation? Hold a hopeful breath for Aunt Harriet until tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Turns out the guy behind it wasn't some mysterious Hollywood voice actor. It was the show's own producer, William Dozier. He auditioned a bunch of people for the part, but nobody nailed the overly dramatic comic book style delivery that he had in mind. So he basically said, fine, I'll do it myself. But instead of putting his real name on the credits, he created the epic sounding pseudonym Desmond Doomsday. Props. Now, speaking of secret identities, let's talk about one of the most iconic characters on the show that didn't even have a face, the Batmobile. It might look like a futuristic crime-fighting ride, but it all started as a forgotten concept car.
It's the Dark Knight's preferred method of transportation. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be taking a look at the evolution of the Batmobile.
The Batmobile wasn't born in some high-tech Wayne Industries lab. It started life as a fancy concept car from 1955 called the Lincoln Futura. It was sleek, it was stylish, and honestly, kinda weird looking.
We brought in this car designer named Ash Thorpe, and he apparently also had always dreamed of being involved in the creation of a Batmobile. And then we had all of these other designers come in, we started sculpting.
And then the Batman show came calling, and Hollywood car customizer George Barris worked his magic. In just a few weeks, he transformed the dusty old Futura into the crime-fighting beast we all know today, complete with flames, fins, and that iconic red trim. And boom, the Batmobile was born and went from forgotten concept to pop culture legend almost overnight. But while the car looked high-tech, not everything on set was as futuristic as it seemed. If you're loving these behind-the-scene bombshells, hit that like button and subscribe for more retro TV deep dives. We've still got some wild bat facts coming your way. Every episode, Batman would dramatically flip a switch hidden behind a bookshelf and boom, secret Batcave entrance revealed. Super cool, right? Well, not exactly. That fancy switch didn't actually open anything. All it did was turn on a light, literally. That light was a signal for the crew to quickly roll the bookshelf away like stagehands at a magic show. So yeah, the high-tech secret entrance was really just a glorified flashlight for the set guys. And while we're pulling back the curtain on Gotham's secrets, let's talk about the city itself. For decades, fans argued over which real-life city Gotham was based on. Some swore it was New York, others said that it had to be Chicago. But the real answer? St. Louis. Yeah, seriously. The producers didn't just take inspiration from St. Louis, they literally flipped a map of the city upside down and used it as the layout for Gotham. Which is kind of fitting because nothing in Gotham ever really makes sense anyway. So the next time you're watching Batman take on the Joker in Gotham, just remember he's just basically patrolling a backwards St. Louis. And speaking of unexpected twists, did you know one of Batman's biggest villains got a total makeover for the show? One villain's name got a frosty update that stuck forever. Before he was freezing Gotham in an ice dome or shouting "chill out" in cheesy movie lines, Batman's frozen foe went by a much lamer name, Mr. Zero. Yeah, not exactly sending chills down anybody's spines, right? But when the 60s TV show introduced him, they decided to give him a cooler, pun intended, name, Mr. Freeze. And just like that, the rebrand stuck. Comics, cartoons, movies, all of them adopted the TV show's version. So, thanks to the campy Batman series, Mr. Freeze went from generic comic baddie to an icy icon with a name worthy of supervillain status. But not everybody on the show got a cool upgrade. In fact, one beloved character almost got completely booted. By season 3, Robin was almost erased from the show entirely. By the third season, the Bat budget was running dry. ABC started looking for ways to cut corners, and unfortunately, Robin and Chief O'Hara were this close to being kicked out of the Batcave. The network planned to make Batgirl Batman's new full-time sidekick, cutting costs and giving the show a fresh angle. And let's be real, Batgirl was cool, stylish, and could definitely hold her own. But still, losing Robin? That would have been like peanut butter ditching jelly. Luckily, or maybe unluckily, the show got canceled before the big changes rolled out, so the boy wonder stayed in the picture, just in time to watch the curtain fall. And with that, we wrap up our 10 shocking facts about the Batman TV series. Whether it was secret switches or frozen villains, the 60s Batman show was full of surprises on and off the screen. Which fact blew your mind the most? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button faster than Batman slides down the bat pole.